spitballing geothermically. It's brilliant. Hi, internet people. Welcome to another episode of Ranger Things. You like what I did right there? That was a pun. For everybody that is new, this Ranger right here is getting frame swapped because New Hampshire. And on the top corner of the screen is a link to the newest edition of my family, which you'll be seeing content coming on this soon. However, I know you all came here to see me work. You got to work, cover girl. So without further ado, let's get all those parts onto the front of this frame. In the last video, I was missing a couple parts to secure the rear leaf springs onto the back of the truck, so I got a set out of the junkyard. I'm gonna clean them up and paint them real quick and stick them on there. While the paint dries, I also wanna take care of the body harness. I cleaned it up in the last video, but I wanna place all the dried out nasty electrical tape on it so it looks nice and fresh. The wiring on the inside is good, so there's no need to address that. Look at that, fresh paint. Matches the powder coating too. I just need to install these things in the correct direction and then do some modifications to the U-bolts because they were not vehicle specific. I actually could not find any for this truck with the high rider package, which doesn't really matter. It's just a bolt, and as long as it has the same yellow zinc finish as all the other hardware I had zinc coated, that's really all that matters. That's and not setting the wall on fire while I'm throwing sparks all over the place, or that spray paint can that could have exploded and made a huge mess all over. I don't think that would actually happen. That time lapse you just watched took 4 hours. That was 4 hours of work, and I still haven't even started the front. There is a whole bunch of accoutrements that go on this front area right here, and I need to make sure that I have them all on because good luck doing that with an asshole under it. This could easily turn into one of those situations where you're like, why didn't I do this when I had the truck completely apart? Whoa, gotta be careful where I'm stepping. I found a quarter. I mean, what else would you call these other than accoutrements? I don't know. I really don't know what the hell to call these. Doodads, bracket doodads. Anyway, I can't get to the bottom of that with the suspension in place. I got a truck here, I might as well make use of it. Well, that looks safe. So glad I drove across the United States like that. Are you kidding me? I can't see anything underneath there. Aha! There it is. That little thing right there. Accoutrement here. Yeah, that's what's up. Down, technically. So I need to have my P's and Q's sorted. My mom used to say that when I was little. No, it was my aunt that said that. Yeah, it was my aunt. Somebody said that, and I was like, P's and Q's. Why P's and Q's? Suspa, suspa. So I got this little suspa over here. It's got 3 bolts, and the way I know how it goes together is, see the bolt head? How it's got 3 little dots on it and a number 2? There's only 3 bolts like this that have those markings on them, and that's how you know it goes here, because I looked at the other truck. Suspa. Oh, I'm gonna clean it first. What's wrong with me? Can you imagine if I actually made a detailing video doing nothing but the entire car with mechanic napkins? That would be excessive. It's pretty much what I'm doing though. This is gonna bother me that I didn't get every single part refinished in some way or shape. Like, this will drive me crazy. Those holes are a little dirty. That's hopefully not what he said. I don't know, I feel like it adds character because it's just a little bit weathered in some areas and everything else is nice and clean. It's just like the rest of the truck. I mean, the truck is not gonna be flawless. It's gonna have little imperfections in the paint. So, I think it works. It's a flat washer and a big nut. Well, here is 2 nuts that don't have any other partners, and then a big flat washer. I assume this is the washer because there's no other bigger ones. Nope, that's not a winner. There it is. It's a huge washer. It's a big one. Okay, it looks like it's attached. That's a winner right there. There's only 2 of them. Absolutely, this is it. Perfect. Check this out. It's Sarah and Tuned Inception.
That was heavy.
That was heavy.
I didn't think it was gonna be that heavy.
I didn't. I got a pair of these Hootenheisers and I was trying to figure out where they went. There's a hair on my lens. Ew, there's smut. The poop on the lens. How? In the words of Thor, what is my hammer? Are you serious? This one went in easy. I'm just bad with shapes. There we go. It's adjustable in case you get a body lift. Don't ever do that. They're terrible. I think it's so you can raise your body, your bumper. Oops. So these guys right here, see how there's some splines? Kind of like a stud for a hub? Those are an indication of what hole these came out of. And if you look at this hole right here, it's actually ribbed on the inside. I'm not gonna turn that into an innuendo. So it should slide right in there. Oh yeah. There should be 2 more holes like this somewhere. I swear they went right here. Solution! More parts. Powder-coated parts. That's why it didn't make sense. Shapes don't make sense if you don't have all the parts. Oh, this thing goes like that. In that video, I had to fish those 2 things in through this hole. They go here and here. And I just gotta put a nut on the bottom and suck them down, and it should bring that thing up into position for the twin traction beams to attach to shapes. Dab of this stuff right here. I'm only putting Loctite on the stuff that I know I'm not gonna take back apart again, just in case I have to disassemble something later. Okay, just for good measure, I need to torque these nuts before I call that good. All right, torque spec is f***ing tight. Yep, that's pretty tight. Good morning, people. You ever notice when I start out a good morning part of the video, I don't have huge bags under my eyes and look like I just got the shit kicked out of me? It's amazing what a little bit of rest will do. It's like being on a 4.5-year long deployment. That's what it kind of feels like work-wise. So I got some headers for the Ranger. Oh, geez. So I was looking under the hood here, and I'm kind of debating when I pull the engine to plop it on there, whether or not I'm going to paint the bay on the Ranger, because it's really crusty and I got to replace the core support anyway. The whole reason why I scooped up that truck in New Mexico from the junkyard is because it's the same color, so I can swap the core support since mine's got little spots of rust all over it. The rest of the bay is fine. There's no real rust in here, but I believe this is what they call spitballing. I'm spitballing an idea. That just sounds dumb. Okay, I'm gonna shut up and work now. There. That looks like a nipple. That's pretty neat. I've made it that far in about 5 minutes of drilling. Sometimes I make my life a little bit more difficult than I probably should. I'm kind of an idiot. I forgot the whole purpose of why I'm doing this. Whole point of drilling out these 2 spot welds is because this radius arm bracket is going in the trash because it's screwed up. So therefore it doesn't matter if I scratch this area with the cutoff wheel. I used the old door panel from the junkyard for the TT for a spark shield. It's brilliant. Did not think I was going to be doing this today, or else I would not have worn shorts and a crop top, okay? There you go. Gone. Done. Yay! See? Oh, work. Wah, wah, wah. It works. That's nice. at the ground instead of on me. I like this one. Not really sure how that geometrically happened. Geothermically? Metro? You know what was an underrated car? The Geostorm. It was essentially an Isuzu, and I think there was a better version that we never got in the States. An Isuzu Impulse. I think that was the car. That weird Isuzu Lotus hybrid. I want one of those. And here is the new one. See? The hole's not all smashed. It's a little different shape down here, so I'm gonna... something like that, I guess. Ah, hardware. Stop. Collaborate and listen. That fits. Little dab. And torque. Ooh, torque. Yep, that's about 80 pound-feet. Are you ambidextrous? I don't know. I need a coil spring, and I gotta come back for a spindle. Oh, I'm gonna drop this. Oh, I'm gonna drop this. This part's gonna be kind of hard because this stuff is super heavy, and I need to assemble one side at a time. The best way I can do this without scratching it is on a workbench, because this is not scratchy. I'm so well spoken. Cue the assembly music. Broke my pinky nail. I snapped it right in the center. It bled in the middle. That took way longer than I thought it was going to. It's after 6 o'clock at night already. It's just so much work doing bushings and replacing little doodads, and it's coming together though. This is how you start a day off well. You drive a Mr. Dose to the shop. And I got my nail fixed this morning. Unfortunately, it did break my real nail underneath the powder. These are my real nails, they're not fake. And I'm gonna do a live stream the day I'm recording this to announce the winner of the TT. So that means I need to do nothing but work for the rest of this video. So, go. I bet you this time lapse probably looked like it took maybe 45 minutes or an hour. No, it took a whole day. It's 4:50 in the afternoon. Yeah, fun. And that is a shock that may or may not fit. I took a bit of a gamble when I ordered these Bilstein 5100s because one website said they were for 93 to 94 Rangers with a 4 to 5 inch front lift, and the other one said it was for 93 to 94 Rangers with a 0 to 5 inch lift. And what I looked at was the overall length of the shock body was the same as OE, so maybe it's gonna work, maybe not, who knows. Oh geez, this is... There's no way that's gonna work. There's no way that's gonna work. Damn. Yeah, theoretically 0 to 5 inch lift, but I'll have no travel left in this. I don't want to have a different brand of shock up front from what I have in the rear because I got 5100s out back. That would just be dumb. But they don't make a 5100 that works on this truck then. I used the measurements on Rock Auto. When you like look up a part, it has like the measurements, and it'll say like sometimes it'll have the OE measurements, and that's what I did. I looked up a Motorcraft shock for a 93 to 94 XLT with the High Rider package, which is essentially the STX suspension, I believe. And then I looked up the Bilstein 5100, and the body of the shock was the same dimension, but the piston travel is different. But those of you that are confused to what I'm talking about, you shouldn't see this much of the ram on the inside of the shock. Like the threaded portion should just be down here, and you'd put like the nut on right there. So this should be all hidden down inside because that's your travel. So this shock is like almost maxed out. If the truck was lifted, then that would make sense, like a 4 to 5 inch lift, but I don't want to lift this truck. I kind of made my goal, at least. I mean, the front of the truck is essentially assembled other than the steering components. But on that note, I'm going to end this video here because I am kind of at like work stoppage. I don't know what to do. And I'll probably do the next video on my new toy. I haven't done anything with it yet. I want to do a nice thorough deep wash and start the detailing process on it. So we'll do that. I'll see you guys soon with another video. Bye.